thoughts on art school? What was your experience like? Are you thinking of going to art school? These are the topics we're going to discuss, among other things. Hello! Welcome to this podcasty show. I know. Where's the animation? And don't worry, my darlings, I'm working on the next video. This is more like an appetizer before the entree, because animating takes a long time, and I don't want to keep y'all waiting. But here, look. I'm gonna get it up. I'm gonna turn on this humidifier. Okay. And now I'm just gonna pace my feet back and forth. I know, I'm giving out this for free, but it's okay, I only have one big toe. See? So on here, I wanted to talk about certain topics together and just have a conversation. So put me in the background as background noise while you're cooking or cleaning or having sex. So art school. If you've attended art school like myself, you probably either had an amazing experience or just a terrible one. And I had a pretty good experience, I'm not gonna lie. And if you're going to art school, here's some advice. But let me remind you all, I'm not an expert on this, so don't make this big ass decision because you're listening to some stranger on the internet. Hear the advice, let it marinate, boil, just sit with you, and just do the research on your own. It's a big decision, so it would be weird if you didn't do research. I'm just talking from my own experience, okay? So a little background. I still didn't know what I wanted to accomplish within my life during my final 2 years of high school. Drawing was the one activity I enjoyed and I was actually pretty good at. So this person walked in when I was taking AP art class and he started pitching about an art school that was like 3 hours away from me. I was really curious to find out how I could pursue art as a career, so I listened to what he had to say, and for the first time I actually was paying attention in class. And bada bing bada boom, I signed up for a tour. When the tour date finally arrived, I recall driving down the mountain pass, looking down the trees, and arriving at the city and looking how huge the city seemed. After arriving at the school, I was very anxious. As soon as I stepped outside, I observed this big building and had goosebumps. I went inside to begin the tour, and afterwards I knew this was the place. I communicated with the school over the following weeks and ultimately enrolled, sending artwork, signing numerous documents, and I had to write an essay. I spent several days contemplating what to write while I was sitting in my chair. I hazily recall the question being along the lines of, "Tell me about the challenge you faced and the steps you took to overcome it." I ultimately decided to write about the awful circumstances I was going through at the time, but changing certain details to make it seem like I was well enough to attend college. After that, I waited for a long time without hearing anything from them, which made me very anxious. I waited for several weeks. Like, bitch, how are you gonna make me write something so vulnerable and leave me unseen? But then I got accepted! I was so happy. And then yes, after I entered college, I had no life, no time for family, friends, or love, and I spent the next 3 years working non-stop on my art for 25 hours a day. I'm playing with y'all. Like I said, it was actually a really great experience, and I had fun creating art every day. But with the good, there's the bad. So now we're going to talk about the pros and cons of going to art school. So let's start with the bad. Numero uno is the money. Of course, every college has a high cost, so be ready to incur debt. However, I would point out that there are numerous grants and scholarships available, so you should be resourceful and look for ways to obtain money. Imagine me sitting in front of a computer applying to practically every scholarship I could find. The school offered scholarships and I did apply for a couple of them, but eventually I gave up because I didn't get any of it, so then I started looking for my own. Thus, use your creative abilities. By that I mean, be resourceful. And we got the internet, my darlings, come on. Numero dos. I detested the set schedule we were forced to follow. The fact that the only thing we were allowed to select was our double major. Even then, I was forced to take graphic design with motion design. By the way, that's what I majored on. Though I would point out that every art school is unique, so you might not have this issue, but let me know if you did. Número 3 is attending courses that we have already completed. For some context, I went to community college before art school, and that community college offered quarter classes rather than semesters, so I was pissed when my art school refused to transfer those art classes credits. And so I was forced to take classes that I already took. But it wasn't all that horrible because I got to learn from a different instructor and gain insight from their viewpoint. So I would count this as dos y medio because I feel like it was a me problem. But let me know if you also faced this issue because it was a little annoying. Número 3. Art schools tend to have a broader or narrow focus. And by that I mean you could face a school where they only teach you one or two specific things, or it could be the opposite, where they try to teach you a bit of everything. And it can be irritating. During my first year, they attempted to teach us a bit of everything, and one of those everything was clay. I have 5 pounds of clay lying around somewhere in my room collecting dust because one of my instructors said, "Oh yes, let's use clay. You will learn a lot." All I learned is that I'm awful with clay. Número 4. Navigating through college demands a considerable chunk of time. But when it comes to art school, bid farewell to a good night's sleep. The intensity of artistic pursuit has a way of consuming every waking hour. And I often found myself facing the canvas of 6 different assignments with hesitation and determination. As the clock ticked away, the sleep became a distant luxury. The whirlwind of deadlines and the pursuit of perfection created a dance between exhaustion and passion. It's in those sleepless nights, fueled by caffeine and sheer artistic fever, that the true essence of art school comes to life, where the sacrifice of sleep becomes a testament to one's craft. I truly hated it, but I did it and was able to accomplish it. Now we're gonna discuss some honorable mentions. These are just small little things that I thought it was annoying. The first one was working and going to college. That was one thing that was really hard to balance. Another thing was parking. My school did offer parking, but it was like 10 miles away, and it was annoying. And lastly, like the social aspects, we're all art students, we're all shy and introverted at times. But now let's discuss on the positive aspects of joining art school. Número 1. Art school gave me a clear outline of what I would learn. It was an organized curriculum that gave me a platform to further develop my creativity and generate ideas from my artistic endeavors. This method made sure I studied every aspect of color theory, anatomy, and just other essential art principles. By understanding these aspects, I improved my technical skills and learned about the fundamentals ideas that guide artistic expression. As a result, I gained a broad skill set as well as a profound respect for various artistic mediums. Except clay. I despise clay. But with its focus on both technical and mental knowledge, the disciplined curriculum prepared me to confidently embrace the difficulties and opportunities that I could potentially face within my art career, laying down the groundwork for my creative endeavors. Número 2. Though I was first nervous about showing my artwork, a chore that frequently left me struggling to find the perfect words to describe my creative process. The critiques turned out to be an extremely valuable element. This feedback from my instructor, as well as including the opinions of my peers, turned out to be a game changer for me as an artist. It was more than just a criticism, it was a lively discussion that brought my work's flaws to light. Even though I had trouble explaining my artistic decisions, the helpful criticism helped me to grasp where I went wrong, and, more importantly, showed me where I could have made improvements and make improvements to my work. This multi-perspective group critique was crucial in helping me refine and grow as an artist. And I know we all dislike the idea of talking in front of an audience, but it's not that bad. At the end of the day, we're all artists, we're all trying to help each other, alright? So now let's go to número 3. A strong dedication to academic studies driven by both a visible financial investment and a thirst for knowledge is required to enroll in college. The expensive tuition, which may reach thousands of dollars for each course, made me accountable and pushed me to start and finish an assignment with the greatest commitment. The financial commitment represents a firm determination to get the most out of the investment in education. Seeing that I have a natural tendency to put things off, the rigid schedule of education with its constant deadlines acts as an essential external encouragement. To put it simply, the combination of financial investment and institutional structure encouraged me to overcome my procrastination habits and encouraged me to focus and have a disciplined approach to the academic challenges that come with higher education. Número 4. Since my school allowed for double majors, I chose to major in motion design and graphic design as a secondary interest. I had a strong preference for motion design because it was a field in which I could convey my artistic ideas in an animated manner, rather than just a stationary one. With the help of my 3 instructors, I was able to expand my creative capacity by learning more about the subtleties of animating visual elements. My academic path, blend of motion and graphic design, gave me a thorough foundation by highlighting both the moving interactions of elements and static visual storytelling. Not all colleges and universities provide these specific crossover opportunities. I believe so, but if they do, let me know. Número 5. The experience aspect of my educational path has deep personal significance for me. Moving to a new place for college gave me the opportunity to experience college life in a variety of ways. Accepting this period of change, I participated in a variety of activities, establishing relationships with a wide range of people, enjoying a wide range of cuisine foods, traveling to new places and just making connections out there. This time of change served as a springboard for self-discovery, opening doors for fresh perspectives and bringing important relationships into the picture. Among having all of these experiences, I was fortunate enough to meet the love of my life. A surprising but treasured result of this life-changing experience. All of these events and experiences have significantly improved my personal development as a human being. So I do recommend getting out of the bird's nest. But knowing what I know now, would I go back? I'm not sure yet. I just graduated, so I'm just gonna let it marinate more. Although formal education has its advantages, it's important to highlight the wealth of internet resources. Many websites, educational videos, and affordable apps that provide alternatives to traditional college paths. In the modern business world we live in, skills and a solid portfolio are more valued than academic background. A lot of studios and organizations place more value on professional experiences and skills than degrees. With an assortment of options for developing skills that avoid the cost of higher education, the digital era has increased access to education. As a result, potential students face a constantly changing range of educational choices, all of which are depending on personal preferences, financial constraints, and the changing needs of the workforce. So with all of this in mind, if you have the discipline to force yourself to study and create art practically every day, search for a lower cost options available, like places like YouTube, websites, educational videos, and just affordable apps. But if you have the money, time, as well as the discipline to force yourself to study and create art practically every day, research on going to art school. And let me know whether this inspired you to consider attending art school or if I scared you away. And if you have gone through art school, what was your impressions? Do you regret enrolling? Did you learn what you set out to learn? Because like I said, I'm still letting that thought marinate. And if you made it through the end, thank you for listening. I appreciate your love and support. And here's a kiss to keep you going.